Now, IGN shares that. Who are you playing in this game? I'm assuming it's Mo, but if it's not Mo... Oh, you said it was Billy. Did you say it was Billy? Thank you for the follow, by the way. Thank you for the follow. Billy. Scherza. Yep, Scherza. I'm assuming it. Yep, okay. Yeah, okay. I was like, wait a minute. You said it wasn't... You said it was not Mo. You said it was Billy. All right, let's take a look here. So this is an Oracle average game. Oracle 5. 7, 12, and 16. 32k player damage seems a tad on the lower side for Billy. This build seems reasonable to me. Armor, expansion seems not bad on Billy. You guys know that I do like expansion, but on Billy it does seem a little bit like maybe this build is lacking some punch, perhaps. Although I do not play a lot of Billy. But when I look at this team, at these, while this is downloading, it seems like, well, you guys focus lens. You definitely do not have the most crazy build of your team by a long shot. Although, do we see something very drastically wrong with this build? I'm gonna create a build right now from Billy, and I don't play Billy. Okay, I want you guys to look at this. What do you see that is very, very out of place in this build? There's no 4.8 orange on Billy. Plated armor is bad. I don't know. I couldn't say about plated armor, but I definitely think that if on Billy, you should definitely have your 4.8k on orange. So I'd say that's one of the biggest things out of place. And now what would we have it for Billy? I feel like ballistic enhancement has got to go fucking crazy, right? I think this item is probably really good. Crushing fist could be solid. Everyone, you see some heroic auras. I feel like Berserker could be okay. You could even maybe consider Alkfire if you're going greater expansion. Ballistic is shit on Billy. Good to know. Good to know. I guess if he already has greater expansion, then it wouldn't be worth it. I guess you would want the range on all three of his main abilities, not just on the one. Spellslinger is common. I guess if you're going for more of like a weapon build, I could see Frenzy could be really good. Silencer, Spellslinger, but I think some other kind of orange item would be really solid. Now, let's take a look. So something else that's a little untoward here is we haven't optimized for our green spike. I definitely think, especially if you have healing right, you should have extra stam or rebuttal, but some other green 800 item, so that if you have these 3 items here, right? If you have these 3 items here, you've hit your 4.8k green in stride. And you're hitting it pretty early in the game as well, which I think could be strong on Billy. And I think going for this here seems completely fine. This is a little bit of a later Torment Pulse, but I think it's actually okay. Now, no Enduring Speed on Billy, or a late Enduring Speed, also seems a little bit dubious to me. I feel like I think the Enduring Speed should probably be before the Spirit Snatch. And if you have Enduring Speed, then maybe you could skip. I think Healing Right would probably just not be. Should not be here, and I think you tank the extra cost of having rebuttal, because on Billy and other melee characters and other CQC characters, rebuttal is crazy. But very good on Billy. Missing BRS. Well, depends what kind of build that he wants, right? Because he wants a build. It's clear that this build is more of a utility Billy than an M1 Billy. So we want to optimize it for the flavor of Billy that we see here. So I think not having BRS is fine, right? Because the slowing hex is here to upgrade to Vortex Web later, presumably. CQC is close quarters combat. So characters similar to Billy that I think are very strong with rebuttal: Abrams, Bebop, Billy, Calico to some extent, Drifter. Kelvin could definitely benefit from it. McGinnis, people like running up on her and she can't get away, but it's not quite the same. Mo is amazing for rebuttal. Shiv would also be excellent for it. Victor could probably put it in a build, to be honest, but it wouldn't be as expected. And then you could probably justify it on Yamato and on Viscus as well. But, you know, it's definitely not every character. But I would definitely say rebuttal would be really strong on Billy. BRS Torment, Charge, Spirit Strike Torment. But with Spirit Snatch and Slowing Hex, he does have his 4.8k Spirit. Now, I do think the orange investment is late, and the Spirit investment is early with this setup here. So I feel like you should probably get, like... I think you should probably have either melee charge or I think you see some backstabbers on Billy too. Would it be melee charge? Or would it could you conceivably run like a backstabber here? And then you have your orange investment and then get a torment pulse to ping off the to ping for the Spirit Snatch later. How is this looking on slots? See how this is on slots. I know we haven't even started the VOD review yet, but I like doing the... I don't play a lot of Billy, so I like labbing out items here. Yes, but with Spirit Strike Torment, you don't have your purple investment here. You could definitely squeeze in an extra charge, probably. Might not be insane. What about wouldn't this item right here be insane on Billy? Wouldn't Recharging Rush be crazy? Right? You would just instantly get your charge back when you used it. That's also dog shit? Really? You two give you one back? I think it's that your blasted gives you one when you use it. But wouldn't having an extra charge, especially if you're going rapid recharge, be like crazy? 3, sorry, 2 points and 3. But just for like investment purposes. Maybe Backstabber is fine. The cooldown, but if he has rapid recharge. 20-second internal cooldown seems not great, I suppose. That's why I think Backstabber and Enduring Speed. You could also maybe say Fleetfoot, but I think these two would be okay for Billy. But slot-wise, how are we looking? Could sell this for Slowing Hex. I think Dispel Magic is kind of sus, to be honest. This item I think is... There are characters this item is good on, and good against, but I think we can honestly just skip it entirely right now. And I think you could sell this, and this right here seems okay for now. And then later on, if you didn't have any slots, you could sell your Backstabber for some 6k. Probably Frenzy, I think, would be okay. Fleetfoot over Backstabber. Getting bitch slapped by Infernus this game. I don't know if debuff or Dispel Magic is really that good against Infernus, though. Maybe it is. Maybe Counterspell could be in here, too. I guess you can remove his Napalm, which is like a very strong counter to Infernus. But I feel... This feels like this could be a reasonable build. Explain the load. Yeah, yes, he didn't have the 4.8k. He didn't have the 4.8k orange investment. And I know a lot of Billies do get Crushing Fist, but it's also this build with it does have the melee items here, and you could say you could get melee charge instead of Backstabber as well, right? You could have melee charge and then upgrade to Crushing Fist, and I think that would probably be like generally better, but it depends how much like punching we're doing. But I guess even if you're not doing punching, this is still going to make your bash down stronger. And Billies are playing Billy because they're probably going to be punching a bit. But I do think it would be reasonable to run something along these lines. And the order here is very much up for user discretion. Right? So, but maybe this build would be okay. At first blush, it seems like it's not insane. On escalating, I think escalating would not be amazing on Billy. Even with Torment Pulse, I think it's would be dubious. And even Torment Pulse is you could probably not take Torment Pulse in a build like this, but I think Torment Pulse is still reasonably decent on Billy, especially if you're getting Spirit Snatch. So we're looking at this right here. Ideally, you would get another slot for Slowing Hex, and you wouldn't have to sell anything for it. But if you didn't, you have a ton of places to upgrade. So the build is getting to be efficient on slots. And then if you had a slot for Slowing Hex, then you can sell Rebuttal later on for Frenzy or something. And this is starting to look pretty strong, to be honest. I feel like this Billy build seems like something I could see in an Eternus, for sure. Gun and sneaking in light melees for sustained during blasted, right? And the gun would do a decent amount here, I feel like, with Frenzy, Crushing Fists, and Point Blank. Especially because you'd be shredding their resist with Crushing Fist off of the blasted. Or off of the bash down, I mean. Okay. Notwithstanding, we have a build here that seems reasonable for the style we're looking at, and then you have a slot remaining so that you could, if you felt like you needed Dispel Magic, you could put Dispel Magic in, you could run Metal Skin, which could be reasonable against some lineups, you could even put Counterspell in here, and I think this would be a pretty decent endgame setup for Billy. Depending on, for this style of Billy that we're looking at. Also, I like the aesthetics of the build. I never get to run Frenzy anymore, I used to run it all the time on Mo, back before the shop change, and I had a really good time with the item. But, all good things come to an end. Ruined gauntlets. Okay, so let's take a look, Scherza. So what are we going to be looking at here? Generally, when I do the VOD reviews for people, I will be looking for some aspects of laning that are basically lane positioning, what your poke is compared to the other players in lane, your general positioning. And then we're not going to be focusing too much on like the micro stuff after lane. In lane, we'll focus a ton on the micro. And then after lane, we're going to be looking at where you go, why you go there, the paths you take. If you're going to be roast me, I will. Don't worry. People that have been here and I've done VOD reviews, I am harsh, but I am fair. So, like, I'm not going to be a dickhead unnecessarily. But people like Aphelion who are Eternus, I will grill them for, like, missing a box. For you, because you're an Oracle, we're not going to grill you for missing boxes. We're going to grill you for not visiting the shop on time. We're going to grill you for getting parried. He says mean words. Now, Shiv and Furnace, this lane is fucking awful. Right now, this is giving me PTSD. If I was playing Mo, I would probably have, like, swapped lanes. This is a fucking horrendous lane. Also, they have a Mo player, and there's no debuff reducer in the build. No unstop in the build. Now, you do have unstop on your ult, but I think, actually, we'll revisit the build we cooked up. Can I even take a look at it here? I don't think I can. The build should definitely have had debuff reducer in it, and that's a mistake by me. But against Mo especially, you want debuff reducer in your build. It's incredibly valuable. Or weighted shots would have been really good here, too. Or probably both. Completely enrolled me in this game. That's why I visited the channel. So, especially on a character like Billy, Billy can very nicely run weighted shots, and you could run Unstop or Spellbreaker, and both of them would have been good choices this game. Spellbreaker would have been really good, just looking at Shiv as Spirit, Infernus as Spirit, Mina Spirit, Rem is Spirit, and Mo is Spirit. Their only gun is Haze. So I see why you went plated. You went plated for the Haze and the Mina and the Infernus. So plated should have given you a good value this game. But I think if instead of going plated, you just went Spellbreaker on top of Spirit Resilience, I think you would have had more. You would have been more effective against everybody on their team. But we'll revisit the build after the game, after we see how things go. Okay. Now that's an unfortunate heavy melee that they just got on you there. But that's also why I strongly think that buying rebuttal on Billy, in lane especially, because you know people are going to be fighting you in close quarters, would be very, very good. But I was missing a bunch of parries today as well. So sometimes you're just not as locked in, right? You're not warmed up, or maybe you've been playing too long and you're just not going to be on top of your parry game, and that's going to happen from time to time. Okay, we're going for the denies. Now, something that I'm going to mention for the denies is don't full auto for the secures or the denies. Go for, like, wait for the orb when you think it's about to change, and then try to shoot it so that your bullet hits the orb as it changed. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that there's some system in place to prevent pre-firing orbs, and it is negated, if not entirely, but greatly, if you time your shots to shoot as the orb changes, but not before. So we'll mention that probably again, but we'll see. Now, buying right on 800 is very good. I'm very happy to see that.
Let's see him look at me sideways now.
Okay, we're reloading. Well, Billy, he goes through ammo really quickly. I feel like you could have maybe saved the 8 shots to try and finish off one more creep and secure an orb, but that's okay. I like the parry after the Shiv dash. A lot of Shivs will light melee after they dash. Okay, now we're just chilling. Now, it's good that we're staying out of line of sight of the Infernus. We're using cover well. See this right there? We got the deny, but I think like this kind of like bullet hosing on the orbs is generally less efficient. How should we look at my ammo during laning? Well, like, so there have been a couple times where you've reloaded after like shooting one shot, but there's also okay. So let's go back. Let's go back right here. Okay. So we're shooting the creeps. This is fine. We reload at 2 shots left, but you could have, and again, so this is like something that I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to grill you too much for, right? Because this is like a lot of people do not do this. If you have a couple shots left, you could have held your reload and taken, you know, if you already had an idea of who was shooting at what creeps. This creep right here is about to die. If you hadn't been reloading, you could have contested the orb here. Now, you wouldn't necessarily have gotten it, but you could have at least threatened to deny it, and maybe you get it, and maybe that's, you know, then you reload right afterwards. But keeping an eye on your last few bullets especially is very can be very beneficial here. But again, that's like a pretty like it's a specific thing. Now they get your small camp. Oh, they don't actually get the whole small camp. I think the Bastion there was good. But I will try to. I'm sure that will come up again as well. Okay. I think we're probably gonna get monster rounds soon, and that's probably because we've taken some damage from the creeps, which makes sense. So again, let's look at this real quick. All right. Yeah, this is a relatively minor optimization for the lane. But it's paying attention to what abilities they've used. Melee lifesteal first item. I think melee lifesteal first item is generally good on Billy. For sure. I don't really have any other notes. I think close quarters is probably like decent, and rebuttal is also decent, but melee lifesteal is probably like the most conventional first item pickup. Last game first item. Gives the reload light melee reload. Yes. So right here, you can see the Infernus use Flame Trail on the wave, right? We pull back, and then we turn around, right? We're full ammo when we go back to the shop to buy our item, but the Flame Trail and the creeps are about to die. There are a couple of orbs that you could have gone for denies here as well. And we bought heal. This was a weird healing right pickup. This could have definitely been melee life, melee lifesteal here. I think would have been totally fine. We're half HP. It's not great. Well, actually, we're like 2/3 HP, I guess. You're playing a little bit of a weenie item here. Instead of going for melee lifesteal and having an eco tempo in your build into life strike later, and then being able to recover a lot of HP, and banking that on your use of the item. Again, we used all of our ammo on one creep and had to reload when the orb was floating up, which means they could have gotten this deny for free. Try not to use all of your ammo just damaging the creeps, especially when they're going to die and they're up on your tower. Try to make sure that you're actually able to have some bullets left in your gun to secure the orbs. Now, we bought healing right. We should have used it immediately. Right? We should use it now. We should use it any time from now to when we bought it. Would have been fine. When they can't be shooting us. Right? Because now it's not, we could have gotten the cooldown. We could be at full HP. And this cooldown could already be recovering. Now we haven't used it and we haven't gotten any value from it yet. It's not efficient. Now, I do think Billy has to reload more than most characters because he uses his ammo a lot faster. But that's not a you problem. That's just a Billy, idiosyncrasy. That's with the character. He's gonna have to reload more, and that's why blasted is a thing, right? Because you can get his ammo back. Okay. Get a small camp. Now I saw that we were at least trying for the double melee in the small camp. That's very good to see. Checking to make sure all the creeps died. That's also good. Now, this is what you should be doing. You're shooting the creeps about half HP, then mailing them to finish them off. This is exactly what you should be doing in general. But trying to keep your ammo in check to secure with melee or to secure with your bullets afterwards is very good. Okay, so we have 1,000 souls. Welcome back, right? This healing right, I like it a lot. We're getting boxes after we push the wave. We're using it to recover HP and to speed up our rotation through the box run. This is very, very good. Very nice to see. We're also not using too much stamina. Good use of the jump pad. Now, which box route you take is questionable. Okay, let's take... I actually wasn't paying attention to the time at all on the map for the buffs. So let's look at this one more time. So we come over here. It's 10 seconds till. We don't have an angle on the... We're standing literally at like the worst spot. We can't see the jump pad here. You could have definitely shot both of them off the jump pad, at least for damage. And then if you looked a little too spicy, we could have just ran away. But instead we let both of them come over here for free, and instead of doing whatever the jump pad damage is on them. You should definitely make sure that you're trying to at least shoot them off the jump pad. I have a hard time doing this on Mo because his gun fucking blows. But I think on Billy, it wouldn't be too difficult to hit them. His bullet velocity seems pretty decent. But I think running away here was definitely the right call. You have to give the buff there. Otherwise, I mean, you might not die, but it wouldn't be worth the trade. Why what though? Why shoot them off the jump pad? To stun them and do damage. It does like 10% of their HP when they get stunned on the jump pad. So you would have done like 20% of like of the lane's HP. Just by shooting them, and you'd also kind of just like scramble them a little bit. Yeah, it does a lot of damage. It does a lot of damage when they get stunned on the jump pad. It's very, very strong to do. Would dying with the buff be better? I don't think so, because there's no guarantee he gets the buff there. Like, there's two people, which means one can parry, one can punch, and he can only parry. He has to... It's a scary situation to go in for. Lucy is snoozing right now. I'm gonna see if I can open the lid on the container silently. So she doesn't know, and I'll put it on the edge of the bed. I'm trying to be very quiet. Okay, I have to reach in very quietly. Okay. Now the hard part, I have to make sure that she fucking woke up. 10%. I don't know if does it do 10%. It does a lot. I know. Should I get a cookie? Should I get a cookie? There you go. Shot. Good catch. Good catch. Good girl. And after we do the VOD review, we'll do one more. We'll do one game after the VOD review, and then we will get Lucy your supper. Okay. But so far, this is actually really good. We have not been parried a single time. If this was me playing, I would have gotten parried and like died like 3 times already, because I don't fucking know how to play Billy. Instant wake up, yeah. And the Inferno is also wasting his flame trail a lot. And again, we're doing a very good job of playing back, right? We have McGinnis as our lane partner. She can't play forward. And we also don't want to play forward into Shiv and fucking Infernus. So, like, you know, we're doing exactly what we should be doing. Now, Monster is also kind of an odd pick here. I feel like melee lifesteal, probably just melee lifesteal, and then you would get melee charge, backstabber, or something else. But I don't think you really want too many other 800s besides close quarters. And then if you had close quarters upgraded to point blank, and then you picked up a 1600 orange, you get 1600 plus your 3800 or 3200, and you got your 4.8k orange spike, and that's pretty good. Is it too late? I wouldn't say it's too late. You probably want monster rounds if you're gonna buy it in lane as like your first or second item, unless there's like a special use case or you're upgrading it to cultist, which would probably not be horrible on Billy. But if you're not upgrading it to cultist, you do probably want it in your first 2 items. Or 3 items, but you've been holding on to a lot of money. So at this point, with 1400, you should have definitely either gotten a 1600, and it could have been Battle Vest, it could have been, you know, fucking, like, Backstabber, Fleetfoot, Melee Charge. Probably not anything else, to be honest, like... Yeah, I don't think you wouldn't like if you could consider getting like an extra stam like I do on Mo and just never upgrading it, but I feel like probably Fleetfoot, Backstabber, or Melee Charge would be what you would want to get here, and you would want this earlier as well. Sorry, I don't have access to the HUD when I have my. When do I sell extra stam on Mo? As late as possible. I would usually sell rebuttal before I sold extra stam on Mo. But it would be like one of like the last things I would sell for a slot. Okay, very nice, very nice. We got the small cap. And we're chilling. Okay, we do buy our other item on time. This is good. Now, not confirming the orb there, in general, it's bad lane hygiene. You want to make sure you're confirming every orb in lane. Okay, I like the parry. Now, if you're trying to aggro parry like that, that's another really good case for having rebuttal. Just to, if they do punish it with a heavy melee, 1, you take less damage because you have more melee resist, and 2, you can fucking destroy them with a rebuttal parry. Especially on Billy, like, you would frag anybody that tried to punish that. And in Oracle, especially, if you are rebuttal parrying people, you are going to cook the fuck out of them. They are not going to expect rebuttal in these lobbies. You are going to annihilate them if you buy it. They would never expect it. In Eternus lobbies, they expect it to some degree, but in lower elo lobbies, you are gonna dong them. When does rebuttal stop working? That's a good question. Even in Eternus lobbies, people, because what usually happens. Oh, the warpstone. If you're talking about rebuttal, usually people don't buy or they don't expect the rebuttal on a lot of characters, and they probably, like, people playing against Billy would expect, like, you should be checking their items to see if they have rebuttal, and they do not. But you should definitely be checking their items if you're on Billy for rebuttal, but they are probably not going to expect you to have rebuttal, and then you can cook them for it. But yes, if you run up and parry, and then wait to see if they heavy melee. And if they heavy melee, you heavy melee them so they can't parry you, right? So you both heavy melee. And then, if they heavy melee again, because they're like, his parry's still on cooldown, then you parry because they don't know you have rebuttal. Now that's very, very strong to do. But you don't have rebuttal and you didn't buy this game, so we're not going to linger that too much. But this is just good, it's principled lane, or a gameplay, for sure, for Billy and other characters that play close quarters. No, but I do like how you're playing lane, though. I really do like how you're playing lane into these characters. You don't want to overly approach. And you can wait for McGinnis to get a wall, or wait for them to try to go on McGinnis, and then you can try and go for them. Now she'd go up for a wall, that's fine. I'm happy he went back for the box. I'm very happy he went back for the box. We're not going to grill you for missing boxes too much, but I am glad that you're thinking about it. Okay, we are getting boxes here. I don't know what's best. I mean, you know, you'll only you can know, right? You'll have to sell it when you need a slot. So you have to decide what item that you're gonna buy is more important than extra stamina. That's unfortunate that they did not deny there. You tried for it though. You are going for the denies. Okay, so this is a very, very good teachable moment here. All right, now, Infernus players with a full mag are not going to light melee you. Usually, they might if you scare them, but like they want to proc their afterburn on you with their bullets, so they're not going to. So going for a parry here, especially after he's parried, is very, very unlikely to work. But he wasted his parry, right? So because he has no parry and you knocked him up with the bash down, you punch him in the face. You heavy melee him here, right? Now there's no reason to go for this parry. He was naked. He had no parry. You could have gotten a heavy melee on him and then just pulled back. But now he's ulting. Now the mantle over the ledge was a little bit questionable on the pathing. I think you could have just used stamina to go up over the ramp and you probably could have gotten away. But now you are next to your McGinnis with heal up, so it's actually positioning wise it's fine. Okay, the ult here is decent. Another parry. Now you can tell they're scared, right? They're afraid of your light mailing them, and they're wasting their parries preemptively, so you can beat the fucking hell out of them when they don't have their parry. Now he's dead anyways. But you cooked them, you outplayed them there bigly. That was very good. Now Shiv is not like Infernus. Shiv will light melee you in proximity. So you need to be careful because he will be expecting you to light melee him. He will be looking to light melee you, and he will be looking to parry your light hits. You should be very careful accosting him here. You are alone past the creep wave at his tower. It's 8 minutes. After the Infernus pick, you should probably have just gone, pushed the wave up, and then tried to steal their vending machine here. That would have been the most principled decision to make. Now we're taking a lot of extra damage, and Infernus is going to be back soon with boost. We need to get the hell out of here. Now we are running, but now we didn't push the lane up fast enough, so Infernus is going to be back, and we're not going to be able to get their vending machine. But we do get our vending machine here, so this is good. Now we need to go shop and probably get our life strike before we go anywhere else. After we get getting some boxes here with the healing red is fine. We need to shop and preferably buy life strike here. Is that what's going to happen? Very good. I'm very glad to see that. Okay, perfect. We got a kill. We use this is the VOD review. Yes, this is the VOD review. We had a redeem for a Billy game on the VOD review, which I'm actually, you know, I don't play Billy, so I can only apply things from what I know, and I think that to be honest, so far we've seen some inaccuracies, but most of it has been very solid. A lot of the stuff that we've talked about has been in build and itemization, and we're going to see how things go into the mid and the late game here. Because right now at 9 minutes, if this was like one of my lobbies, right, the laning phase is basically over, right? The towers are almost like on the losing side of the map, the towers are gone. Like the vending machines have all been collected, and people are rotating around and ganking a lot. But we can see here, we have doubles up on both sides of the map. Side vending machines are up on everywhere on the map. The ones closest to the side lanes have been taken. But all around here, all of this farm is uncontested. And there's a rem, so I'm surprised that your doubles have not been stolen yet. Unless they have and we can't see it on the map. But... Wait, hang on. I can't believe Eternus players are thinking about this in like real time. Well, it's just like pattern recognition, right? Once you've been playing the game for a long time, you just kind of go, okay, it's like, you know, like for every time I run the urn, I go, okay, it's 30 seconds till the urn spawns. I need to be going, okay, I need to position myself, start going towards that side of the map, collect boxes on the way, don't get too big of a bag, don't farm, make sure I've spent my money, make sure I'm ready to get the urn pickup, and make sure I've told my team to be there. Wouldn't that be abandoning my McGinnis? Yes, you should not be, like... So, when you took their vending machine, or your vending machine, and came back and shopped, that was absolutely correct. You take your vending machine, come back shop, push the wave, make sure things are okay here, and then you can maybe consider taking this roof camp. You take the roof camp, you come back to the lane, you push it back out, make sure McGinnis is fine, make sure the lane is healthy, and then you can maybe take the basement camp, or depending on how McGinnis and the other lanes are doing, you go try and take your doubles. This is why Billy used to be like the best character in the game, because Billy's Blasted worked on vending machines, so he could take the doubles and not take as much of a health penalty for it, and it was actually insanely strong for his eco. You can't do that anymore, but it's still very principled to start trying to take farm in proximity to the wave, in between waves, especially when your lane is in a decent enough spot. The urn spawn always spawns on yellow. Always. The first urn at 10 minutes is always on yellow. Okay. I don't hate what we saw there. We're just getting some damage in. We're threatening space. McGinnis used wall for some reason. We're not going to think about too much about what McGinnis is doing. Good deny. And McGinnis without wall, you should probably be playing safe when she doesn't have wall up. Because if the Infernus tries to come in or the Shiv is playing aggro, you don't have a lot of defense to take out. Okay. Now we do have Life Strike and a Bash down here. We really only have one charge? You don't get any charges back. Huh. Yeah, you should probably have extra charges here, I guess, in this build somewhere. I'm kind of surprised that he doesn't get like a bonus charge somewhere and his ability points. Yeah, it's a little weird. Okay, a little bit of a weird healing, right? Okay, so we know they're still diving us here. We have our ult. Our ult will silence the Shiv ult. What I'm hoping here is that we ult the Shiv into a bashdown next to the tower so he can't ult, and we lifesteal off of it, and hopefully the Shiv will die before he tries to execute you. Is that what's going to happen? Let's actually 1x this. We bash down first. You needed to ult here to silence Shiv. Your ult here stops enemies from using their movement abilities, which is Shiv's Slice and Dice and his ult. If you had chained here before using your bash down, Shiv would not have been able to ult you. You get the bash down off first. He can't kill you anymore because you've life striked off of him, and then he probably gets chained and died next to the tower. You might still die, but at least you take him with me. Yes, it is a movement ability, indeed. There are a lot of like abilities that you would be like, why is this, you know, like I think like Warden's Shield was considered a movement ability for a while too. I might still be, I'm not sure, but like, was Dash? No, but now we all know. So that is unfortunate. But Shiv did still die, so it ended up being okay, but you could have killed him and saved yourself. So this is just like, you know, this is a mistake that we are going to mention, but not linger on too much. Now, where are we going? We're going over here. This lane is fine. It's Mina and Graves, the tower is gone. Your doubles are up. On spawn, you should have gone for your doubles. You have to, you know, if it's me, playing Billy, I probably would have gone for the urn. But a normal Billy is usually a Billy that tends to take more farm. So I would definitely say taking doubles here would be principled, but going for the urn when you guys are winning this side lane over here would be very, very strong. You guys are up 5k, have insane prio on the right side of the map. Taking the urn over here to here right now would have been a very, very good call. And you have zip boost, so you could have zip boosted over here for the urn and cross map with it, and basically gotten the urn for free. Does the urn spawn yellow? It always spawns yellow. Always spawns yellow. And yellow lane is always the same regardless of the side of the map that you spawn on. So, we are deciding to go for Mina. This is a weird play, because Mina, even if you alter, it will be tricky to kill her here, and you could instead have just gone for all this nice farm. So you're making a risky play instead of a guaranteed safe play here. Right, we scare off the Mina, and now we're just kind of splitting farm in this lane with our Graves, and now we're going across. We're going just kind of like, you know, if we look at the map, we're going to a place on the enemy side where there's some farm. instead of a place on our side of the map where there is more farm that is safer and more efficient with the vending machines, as well as for the urn. So this is a big mistake, right? We are not needed on this side of the map. We are needed on this side of the map. We have our ult up. We could be getting involved in this kerfuffle and picking up the urn or taking this farm. So definitely consider where the players are going to be and where you can position yourself for the greatest value, right? So you're going to the complete wrong side of the map. Now their doubles are up, which I did not see because there was a fat Mo standing on top of them, and we are taking their doubles instead. So actually, you could have gone to your doubles. Instead, we're taking their doubles. It is still a risky play, but it is a much less of a bad play than I was thinking because I was assuming the Mo was taking them or they were already gone. So that is my bad. This is still risky, but it's actually completely fine. Good healing, right? You should have used it on the first vending machine, but still fine. And now we leave, and we leave the creep there so that it fucks with them. Very nice, very nice. And then we come back to hang around over here. Now we took their doubles. Our doubles are still up, and this urn is still up. So I don't hate this play. But I also think that after taking their doubles, instead of coming to blue, where it's a 1v1, you should have gone to help Holiday on this side of the map where it's a 2v1. Right, and now we can see that this Holiday is still kind of getting molested under her own Guardian, and we're not really doing anything over here on blue. So we could either have gone over here to make this a 2v2 with our ult up, or we could have gone over here to, like, because there's a fucking, it's like a cartoon, like, tornado going on over here. We have no fucking idea what's going on over here. Our ult would be better over here, but we could probably guarantee killing both of them over here. So, urn and giant team fight over here, or no urn, smaller fight over here. So, hard to say, right? Because he was right here, so going to here would make more sense, right? But now that you're already at blue, jump padding behind over here on the Guardian with your ult would definitely fuck some shit up. And then you could get the urn afterwards. So let's see where we go. We choose neither, and we go back to base without using our zip boost. And now, we are using our zip boost now. So we decided to use our lane to go home and then come back. You should have definitely just rotated from blue to the jump pad here and then come across. It would have been much faster. Now, the exception for this would have been if you had a buy, but you didn't buy anything on spawn. So you should have definitely just crossed over here. Now your Holiday also died, and you're leaving your tower here. So we're already seeing a lot of macro mistakes, which is good, all right? Because if there were no macro mistakes to analyze, this would be a pointless waste of your money, right? And it would be a waste of our time. Because if you were making the perfect decisions, I'd be like, well, okay, you made the right, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. But you're making a lot of mistakes, so this is excellent, because what this means is that next time you play, you'll be like, okay, I'm in blue lane, and I see a similar situation over here. Where should I go? And you might think to play for the urn and play for this fight over here, or maybe you'll take some safer farm depending on your HP or what enemies are present and what the situation is. But going back home, definitely a mistake. And you were full HP, no items to buy, very big blunder. And now by the time we get back to this lane, this fight is kind of already like wrapping up. We might be able to ult the Infernus here, and we're gonna see what happens. Right? By the time we get here, it's already all over. We got here at the end. Now they basically have caught up in money. Running the urn is now much scarier because you don't have a foothold on this side of the map, and we don't have a tower anymore to shop. Now I like that we're picking up the urn. Never ever take this jump pad with the urn. Okay, not never. Sometimes don't. Sometimes take it, but you should not take it in general, because it's dangerous. And if somebody's lurking around, they can shoot you off and make you drop the urn and waste a lot of your time and damage you, and it's very annoying. But you should. Taking this one is not advised, but is like okay. Never take this one to this or this jump here with the urn, and we're gonna see what you do with this. Okay, we fucked up our moon a little bit. That's okay. Okay, we are taking... I'm glad you should also never take the slide or take the run down the canal in the middle. We live and learn, okay. Now this pathing is good. This guardian is still up, so we can cross to closer and go up the staircase to these jump pads. This jump pad on the right is completely fine. Instead, we did not take it. Now we're cutting this a little bit close. And now we go back. We decide to go back behind. So we should have taken this jump pad over here and crossed faster, and then we would already be where we're trying to go. Now, are we going to go up? We do not go up. You should go up the rope and survey the landscape on the map and also on the from what you can see around the wall, and then decide to go in or not. Now, we're just going in. Why are we going in? Why did this work? Because you can see on the map that your teammates are pushing them back. They're not in position on the depot pad. Rem does not have ult, and he's also dying. And we also jumped in, and we didn't double jump. We just slid right onto the pad. Instant depot, very good. Is matchmaking dookie right now? I have no idea, Moose. My first game that I played today was kind of sad. But that's okay. You're going to have some games that are a little bit rough, so... But yes, very good team spacing out the enemies on the depot pad. Now we have ult, and we can go in and stir some shit up here. Okay, we're looking, and we're kind of are a little bit late for that, but that's fine. We were late because we were doing an important task. So this time it was completely fine that we were late to this engagement, and we didn't have to do anything. We used our ult there, which I actually didn't even see. Let me take a look. Let's take a look here. Okay, I want to see this ult again. Okay, so we depot the urn. Let's see. Who are we trying to ult? We were trying to ult the Haze. Now, I don't know enough about Billy to know if this was a good ult attempt or not, so I'm not going to speak on it too much. It seems like it was a little far, though. But that's okay. And we used our Rising Ram to go in to try and connect it, but I guess she probably jumped on the zip to get it further away. I don't hate this attempt, to be honest with you. I don't hate it. Killing the Haze there would have been very, very big. And you knew that your teammates were around and they were on the back foot. So, not a terrible attempt. Now again, we're going back to base, probably. We should farm this camp here and just shop at this camp. And then reevaluate on where we should be going. We could go take a T3. We could take our T3s, our back camps. We could try and take their T3 in the front. We could check and see where the waves are at that point. We could move over to our doubles, which have still not been taken. Right? But you should definitely not be going back to base here. You should be this camp, to this shop, to teleporting across to your giga pile of farm over here, probably, is what you should be doing. This is like a beautiful fountain of money right here that nobody on your team is taking. But you guys are still up 10k. And I like the purchase. You spent a lot of money. And now you have your spirit investment. But again, we already talked about how you are lacking your green and your orange, which I think would have been better to get early. But, you know, we already have discussed that. So we're not going to harp on that too much.
Headed to Broadway.
Okay. Ah, no, you baited me. You baited me. Fuck. I thought you were going to take the rope up to your doubles. No, where are we going? Okay, slowing text on the Shiv. I like the attempt here. The Blasted was a little bit, do we use Blasted? We probably use Blasted to get our bash down back is my guess here. I think, maybe. Go up the rope. Now, let's take a look here. Let's see what they have here. The Shiv is cold front. The Napalm also slows you a lot. I think Fixation or Sleep Dagger also slows you for some bullshit. Yeah. Basically, Enduring Speed is more or less a mandatory item on characters that walk on the ground in Deadlock, which is like 75% of the characters, including Billy. You definitely, if not just for the green investment, you 1,000,000% need to have Enduring Speed. It's 14 minutes into the game. Your rotations are slower. Your traversal is slower. It's hard to get up to enemies. The slows are way more difficult for you to handle. Like, Cold Front is just going to poop all over you, and it's very annoying. And also, Ship has knives to slow you as well. So, Enduring Speed is probably... It might be the best 1600 green in the game. Followed by Healbane. But you're not going to buy Healbane on Billy. So yes, definitely make sure you're buying this item in future games. I guess Billy dies here. I don't think the Infernus ult will hit him. He should be running, though. It's time to run. We are mantle sliding as well. Ah, we do die here. We probably die because we have no enduring speed. Now, I want to see, how much stamina did we use here? Let's actually go back again. So, we know, we're not going to talk, like, this isn't really a macro mistake, right? This is a micro mistake, but you should have just gone up the rope here. If you go up the rope here and go up top, you can use all your stamina to cross through the air into your side of the map, and then you're fine. You're free. You're safe. Instead, we climb up the rope, and then we decide, nah, let's go back downstairs. Right? You could have gone up the rope, looked down to see if the Bebop was, like, savable, and then decided, because when you got up top, to see his HP and be like, nah, fuck this guy. I'm leaving, and goodbye. Instead, we went back down, around. Now we're wasting a lot of time, and it would have been faster to just look over the side and drop down from the top. And then we don't even get to help the Bebop anyways, and now we're in, like, the worst fucking position in the world. But we still probably could have been okay if we wall jumped here, air dashed to the side, rammed away across the bridge to make it harder for them to follow, and then used, like, another, like, we would have had one stamina left for a dash jump, and then we could have dash jumped away back to our walker, probably. Instead, we're, like, you know, we walked up on Shiv and Infernus, 12 and 11k to our 11k, like, we're boned here. We're cooked. So we don't, you know, we already saw that we died. But that was just unfortunate. Are you guys done? Well, that's not very nice of the Infernus. Okay. This is why people that play MOBAs think that everybody is, like, has a bad rap, right? Like, they're just like, you know, it's just unnecessary vitriol. Well, yeah, you're not going to use healing right when you're, like, you know, being killed. Okay, so where are we going? Now, Rem is now taking your doubles, because nobody on your team has taken them. We spawned, we went over here, because the wave was crashing on our walker. Now, this would ordinarily be okay. But, let's take a look. We spawned. We're trying to decide where to go. Alright? We're trying to decide where to go. Now, do you guys see the clock? And do you guys see the time on the map? The time on the map. What the fuck am I saying? The urn spawned on this side of the map. It is now 14:52. The urn is spawning on this side of the map in 8 seconds. We need... The Moosey does not end when you get shot, but I think it only gives you sprint speed cat venom. Something is spawning? Yeah, something is indeed spawning. Now, we know McGinnis is probably going to go back to her side lane. We can leave McGinnis to take this lane here, and we can go to the right lane and get ready to get this urn. So this is another macro mistake. Also, Rem is taking your doubles. But we've talked about this. Now, where are we going to go? And now we have Dispel Magic queued because you think... You have this notion in your mind that Infernus is killing you because his damage is killing you. It's not his damage that's killing you. It's being slow that's killing you. So enduring speed, or maybe even extra stam, something to help you be more mobile to get away from their slows, would be of tremendous value for you this game. Now, unfortunately, there's already been a rat has already taken your doubles. Now the game is even again. Is the game even again because of you? No, it's not just your fault. But in context of Deadlock, I always try to have everybody focus on where they fucked up and what mistakes they made that made or break the game. Because every player in every game is going to make at least one game-losing mistake. And you should only focus on your own game-losing mistakes, even if your teammates are also fucking up, right? And they will be. But try not to worry too much about that. Just try to make it sure that you are minimizing your own game losing mistakes.
I can see hay.
And punishing the enemy for their... Okay, so now we're going back to base again. We're nothing to buy. We should just be crossing the map across with the jump pad when we're going laterally. We should not be resetting to take the zip line to go from lane to lane. We should be going across the map horizontally. It's a big, big time waste. And now you were already late for the urn pickup. So now because we went all the way back, all the way over here, now we had to go all the way back again. Where if we had started crossing here, we would have seen the Bebop picking up the urn, and we would have been like, okay, bet, now we can go back across on the middle of the map. And we're still on the map, right? Versus like being all the way the fuck back here. And what happened here, guys? What happened here? Do we know what happened here? Look at what happened here. The Bebop took the fucking jump pad, and can you guess what is going to happen? Let's slow-mo this for everybody who thinks that this is a good decision to take the jump pad with the urn. People do this all the time, in every rank, and it is the stupidest fucking thing of all time. He now no longer has the urn. If he had just crossed safely, you have a wall, a tombstone, and 2 teammates already here with 2 more on the way. This would have been a free urn. Now it's fucked. The Bebop this is the Bebop's game losing mistake. And he doesn't even know it. The poor fool. And now Mina has the urn. It's actually so bad. Now we're chasing into their territory. It is too late. They have gotten the urn. They are deep in their stronghold. You guys need to all pull back and get the waves pushed back out again. There's no reason to try and fight them in here. This is a big mistake by everybody because of the Bebop. The Bebop has fucked you all. Now we get slept by Rem into Napalm, into an Infernassault, into just being obliterated. This is not embarrassing, Scherza. This is not embarrassing. This was a mistake brought on. Armageddon fell upon your team because the Bebop was greedy and did not know better. And you all suffered because of it. Holiday's positioning was fine. Somebody, preferably an M1 carry like Mirage, like your Holiday should be on blue. Your Mirage should be on the side lane because he can teleport to the fight, right? And then the Holiday can push this wave and immediately be over here with jump pads and whatnot for lasso and barrels and shit. So this Mirage should have been here. The Holiday should have been here. But the Bebop, if the Bebop had just not taken the jump pad and come across on your side, this depot was free, and this would never have happened. Now, you guys also all fucked up by trying to chase into their jungle here. And they roped you in, and they fucking hung you for it. Tragic. But it was not all for naught, because your McGinnis heroically decided to sacrifice yourself for a walker. Now let's look at this McGinnis build, alright? No purple items whatsoever. Max heal. Enduring speed. Spirit resilience for her green investment. Now, no battle vest I think is a little bit off. But she has a ton of utility, and a ton of mouse 1 damage. She is built for one thing. And this one thing she's built for is destroying walkers. Yes, Goober is allowed to do it, alright? He is allowed to do it because he's Goober. But if you are not Goober, do not do it. She's got Fleetfoot and Enduring Speed for slow resist. She's got Spirit Resilience, which is an insanely good item against their team, right? They're 5 out of 6 of them are spirit damage. This is going to help her blow buildings up. This is going to help her blow buildings up because she can slide around for more ammo. This is just more damage for pushing waves so she can get to the walker and blow up more buildings. And this helps push the creeps up, make the creeps faster so she can blow up buildings. So the McGinnis did what she could there. Unfortunately, this kind of McGinnis player is probably going to have 20 deaths because she's just going to be running down lanes to shoot buildings. But at least you got something out of it. But she has Enduring Speed and Spirit Resilience against this comp at 17 minutes. You could also have had Enduring Speed and Spirit Resilience against this comp at 17 minutes. Right? You could have had Life Strike, Enduring Speed, Spirit Resilience here. And it would have been very, very solid. Now, Spirit Snatch is still good, but you could get a later Spirit Snatch and build more sustain and more survivability early. Now, we went back to blue. Right? I think we keep going to blue because we're not sure where to go, right? But there are T3 camps that we could take reasonably on Billy. We're strong enough to take them, and it would be reasonably quick. And there's an urn that we could be running. Now, it's not great for us to be running the urn at this point in the game without enduring speed or extra stam, but we could still be picking it up. And it's just something to think about. And we are going for the T3. So this is still good that we're getting some farm in. Now, what I hope that we do is I hope we take this camp. I hope we go to the shop. And now that they have the urn, we need to shop here, teleport across. So let's see what happens here. Okay, so you should have shopped here, teleported across. The Mirage had this wave, and he has this teleport up. So now the Mirage, you've kind of made the Mirage homeless. Now you have to push one more wave out before going across with the urn, when the Mirage could have done this and then instantly teleported over. This is another big macro mistake for you. Good to see you, Wet Krabby Patties. Hope you have a good rest of your day. And if you see you again, I look forward to seeing you. So we push this wave out. Now, if I had to guess, we're just going to say, well, the urn is already over here. So now I'm just going to go and push the walker. Whereas we're making the best of a bad situation. The Mirage should be where you are, and you should be where the Mirage is. And then the Mirage could just instantly be there. And now it's a 4v3 on this side of the map with the urn. And we have good odds of contesting the depot with the tombstone up here. Instead, it's a 2v3. And they are probably going to get this urn, even though they're down a haze. Is my guess. They got the urn. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Now, they have 2 dead. Now, so what did we say? We said we were going to try and make the best of a bad situation. We are going for this walker. We can probably get this walker. We're going to punch the shit out of the walker. Heavy melee it. Reload. Heavy melee it again. Reload. Ah. Close. It was close. It was close. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, Cat Venom. It's okay, Cat Venom. I'm sure he's reading everything in the chat. I'm sure he's getting an idea for it, and I bet he's heavy meleeing for maybe the heavy melees are more damage, or maybe the light melee is more damage on Billy. I don't really know what's good for Billy, but you know, no worries. No worries. Now this was a good attempt. The walker is 1 HP. Could we have gotten this walker down? Okay, so the haze is killing us, right? She's slowing hexed us. She is shooting us. Okay, so why did we die here? We died here because the walker fireballs fucking annihilated us, right? So what should we have done? We're shooting the walker. Once the walker stops shooting its laser and starts shooting the fireballs, they're going to shoot fireballs at the hero's location that's closest to it. So you should have just, as soon as it stopped lasering, you should have dashed forward behind the walker's back leg so these fireballs don't hit you. And then you don't take as much damage from the walker, and you actually manage to finish the walker before you die. But this was still a principled decision after your initial mistake. You attempted to make the best of it, and you almost succeeded. A little bit of a cleaner play, and you get the walker down, and that would have been very good. And now we do have our enduring speed, and we have Dispel Magic. So better late than never. Dispel Magic will help against a good bit of their team, right? You can remove Shiv Knives, Bleed, Love Bites, Fixation, but it's not going to help you against their raw damage, and it's not going to help you against the Mo ult. Now, this Mo build is a fucking disaster. But if he gets duration later and you don't have any debuff resistance, he might make you suffer for it. So we're going to see what happens. Now, we are going to the left lane. Why are we going to the left lane? Because there's shit happening on the left lane. That's exactly what happened. Understandable. We're gonna see. We'll be able to take a look. We'll be able to take a gander. Okay, I like the salt here. We broke line of sight because we went around the wall. Oh, that's so tragic. That's very unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Now it's time to run. We have enduring speed. We should be able to get out. The Maginnis might be dead. Bash down to help save the McGinnis. We made it back to the Walker. We're probably okay here. Debuff, and so again, like we're kind of, this is like a 50-second cooldown. This item is so ass, man. This item is good against 7, and like that's it. Maybe against like Page, I guess, but like it's so fucking shit. Now I buy it against 7 on Mo now because like you get turbo cucked by his Okay, we are threatening a little bit of space. The teammates are rallying in. Urn and buffs are up. I think this is okay to be putting pressure on them here. We don't have our ult anymore. We're gonna have to see where our teammates come from. But we should also be moving for this buff. There's a nice green buff we could be going for.
Headed to Greenwich.
But instead, we're gonna pick the Urn up. Are we taking the jump pad? Now again, we already saw the Bebop get shot off the jump pad, but this time it's a little different because there was a buff there, but I still wouldn't have gone for it, and the Mirage took the buff anyways. But we are taking the same path. It's a little bit riskier because this lane is pushed up. We probably wanted to path a little bit further back. But we also saw there's a bunch of people on this lane over here. So knowing that, it's probably fine to take a more straightforward path here. Similarly, seeing that we can see there's 4 people on this side of the map and 2 here, this jump pad is now safe. But only because we can see where everybody is. Mirage stole the green buff? It is true. And now we're just going for the depot. There was a wall for it, and instead we get conned by the Infernus. So let's take a look here. Let's do a post-mortem, right? We come up, we take the jump pad here. While taking the jump pad here, we can see on the map, based on where the McGinnis is, that there are enemies in position close enough to the Urn depot pad that they can contest the depot. Now, our movement here was also kind of sluggish through the air. We used a lot of stamina without much value. But we could have downward dashed here, probably. It's hard to know how much stamina you had. And gotten to the ground a little bit faster, and maybe had a better chance of running it in. But once we're here, and we see the wall, and we see on the map that they're close by, we should have immediately turned tail and run. Right? Instead we tried to go full in, and maybe we rolled before we fully registered the Infernus, but we still should have been paying more attention, and now we're in a pickle. We have no wall, the Infernus is ulting. We do bash down, and we get a Spirit Snatch value, presumably. Is this maxed? It's not maxed. It's still 70%, right? It's still decent, but it's not as potent as it could have been otherwise. Okay, we actually do outspace the Infernus ult. Now let's see how this Urn play happens. The Mo is trying to take it, but bash down will reset the pickup time. Now, Billy is a natural predator of Mo because Mo cannot parry and burrow. You should be beating the fucking shit out of this Mo right now. Oh no, no, no! Okay, so this is probably just a mistake based on ignorance, but when you melee somebody who's picking up the Urn, there are 2 important things to consider. 1, you can no longer parry while picking up the Urn. Mo cannot parry anyways, but in general, this is good to know. And 2, this is very big. When you melee someone who is picking up the Urn, it resets the Urn pickup time, which means they cannot just pick up the Urn and run away with it anymore. So you can just keep punching this fucking stupid Mo and make him suffer for his insolence for trying to pick up the Urn. It's okay, it's okay. Now you do. These are the important, this right here, all of these little bits of information you're acquiring, these are going to increase your win rate in the next like 20 games by like 15 to 20%. You are going to win so many more games because so many people in Oracle are not going to know this, and they're going to try to do what this Mo just did and got away with it. But you will be able to punish them for it next time. And he gets the depot for it too. Unfortunate. So we can see where the game is slipping away from us. We can see why we lost this game already. Okay, that was just a weird combo. I think you're gonna die for it too. Okay, debuff reducer value. Run! Run! Don't take the jump pad. Don't do it, little Billy. Don't do it. No! Why did we die there? You might have been dead anyways, but you took like 10% of your HP on by getting shot by the bow on the jump pad. You could have turned around and like tried to bait a heavy melee or something on him, or tried to bash down him or something like that to at least steal some health and slow him down or something. But no, he's used slowing hex on a couple times. He used it on the Shiv. He used it on the Mina. He used it a few times. And I don't hate the slowing hex pickup because it is really good against Shiv, Mina. It's good against 4 out of 6 of their team. And he upgraded into Vortex Web later, which I think is a fun item on Billy. But it would have been better probably to have gotten Enduring Speed earlier, right? Well, like, you know, again, like we can relook at the build after this. Now the game is not lost, but we are behind now, which is unfortunate. Now, our doubles are up. There's not really anything important to do on the map. They have no walkers. You guys have all 3 walkers. And there's a lot of, there's vending machines up and there's farm over here. We should be going over here to take this farm because we're strong. And also because we know the enemies are probably going to be trying to at least, they're like vultures. They're going to be trying to pick at our farm if they can. Okay. This is good. The Mo has been lassoed. Is the Mo going to get away? Now, the Mo also cannot warp when he's slowing hex. So you are countering 5 out of 6 of their team with slowing hex right now. Very nice pick. Now, this is something else important to consider. They have Infernus ult, Mina ult, Rem ult, and Haze ult. You can never go mid this game without unstop, or unless you kill like everybody, or they don't have their ults up. So you have to keep that in mind for your mid play as well. Because from like 16 to like the rest of the game is when mid boss is on the table. So keep that in mind. We could consider taking mid boxes here. The Infernus is taking your farm now because these waves are pushed up. So this would have been a good reason, a good case for getting this farm on spawn. But now we need to be going to help the McGinnis. She is in mortal danger. She has been killed. And again, we are taking the zipline all the way home instead of taking the zipline to like the closest point between the walkers and jumping off and just running across, right? Think about how much slower it is to zip all the way back here, cross here, and then zip all the way back down here. It's like twice as slow. Your rotations can be, but we did buy an item here. So this is still not great. Because the walker is going to die probably before you get there, but at least you got an item. I don't have to use my brain on zipline. It is true, you don't have to use your brain on the zipline, but I encourage you, even when you're on the zipline, and I've talked about this, to look for the swoops in the zipline, the little curves, and drop off the zip and air dash across these gaps, and you will save more time. It's all these little micro decisions will improve your game. Okay, now we're going to this fight. We're looking for the Rem. We can probably just beat the shit out of the Rem here. Okay, well, he got the shit beaten out of him regardless. Now, 3 of them are dead. They have Mina and Infernus ult, and the Shiv probably has his ult maxed. He does. This mid-boss is very questionable, but I fuck with it, because your lanes are not bad. You could go mid here, but in order for you guys to go mid, your Bebop and Mirage had to come mid immediately after these kills. Instead, they're going back to base. So the mid is now no longer an option.
Defend green.
Okay. I said it wasn't an option, but I neglected to consider the fact that the Infernus might decide to also go back to base to buy an item and reset. So I guess I'm the stupid one. Let's see how this shakes up. The Infernus is going to be too slow to get down with his ult now. So now it's all up to you guys in the pit. And we are going to get all 3 crystals here. So it was a good mid call in the first place. It should not have worked. Because the Infernus and Mina had ults up. This should have been like a very fucked up mid boss. But it ended up working out pretty well. Now you guys have to take a fight here, probably. No, they're gonna run. All right, well, the bet. Now you guys should get a free earn. You should get a free earn here, and you guys should get both buffs, and then you should just try and take all their farm, and then try to pick away at their base guardians, is what you guys should do. You look for a pick with lasso, you look for to take all of their farm, you spend all money, you get the urn, get the buffs, bingo bango, you're up 25 to 30k, you win the game, easy peasy. That's what's gonna happen, right? That's what's gonna happen, right guys? Right? JoJo music roundabout starts playing. Okay. Buff is up. Monka is. Alright, so I talked about this earlier, not you specifically, but thinking about where you go on the map is very important, right? So, and when and why, okay? We are going across the map to the bridge buff, right? We want the bridge buff. We see this delicious bridge buff. We see that our Mirage compatriot has taken it, but we still want to go to this urn. Now, what is almost in a straight line on the way to the urn? The shop. What do we have in our pre-buy? Our item. How much money do we have? Enough money to buy it. We should drop off this ledge to the shop, grab our item, and then immediately go to the urn. We would lose almost no time doing this. But we are not going to do it. We're just going to buy the urn. We're not even going to take the urn. Okay, we're going for the pick instead. But she's dead anyways. But now we're going to pick the urn up, and we're going to, if we shop, we have to shop after picking up the urn, which is generally worse to do. Now we're taking the jump pad again, and what this means with the jump pad, we are not stopping to get our item. This is a very unfortunate, and this also is why we took the jump pad. If we had just pulled back or away, they don't have line of sight to get this knockdown. Now we've been slowed down a little bit and mildly inconvenienced, which is annoying here, but it could be game losing in the future. And now we're taking a much safer path because they scared us. Now we should also be taking the path up the rope on the roof almost always. Even in this point in the game, we still want to make sure that they don't like molest us with the urn because they're just slowing us down, right? They're wasting time. And so far by doing what they've done, they've cost you about 20 seconds on your rotation. Maybe not 20, but you know, a bit. Okay, now we have 6k. There is no reason in the world for Bebop to be up here. There is no reason for the holiday to be here. After getting the urn, everybody should be behind the midline and should be spending money. This is a mistake made by everybody on the team, including you if you go to commit to this fight. This is very bad. You are down to 1 rejuve already and have gained 1 urn. This is very, very bad. But this fight should not have even happened, Cat Venom. There should have been no fight. Nobody should have been fighting at all. Your Graves is back here after fixing waves. She's resetting for some reason instead of shopping at the Shy Shop, which is probably a common occurrence in Oracle. But like, after getting this urn, you should have all just spent your money and grouped up to make sure the waves stay pushed, and then grouped as a team to take a fight after spending your money. Now we're going in here to help this doomed venture. But we're doing a lot. Now I like this melee. It looked like we were baiting a parry. Good slowing hex. We're missing a lot of shots. We do kill the Shiv. We get an orb. We used our debuff Russo already, and we're dead. And all the crystals were already used up and wasted, and we're the one punished for it after we did the good job of running the urn. Your team fucked you here, but you should have just let them fuck themselves instead of committing with them. Let your teammates die sometimes. It's the right decision to make. Often. But not always.
I see Krill.
Now you guys are only up 10k. You should be up like 30k. And you're getting some stuff from this, but you're not going to be able to make any substantial headway into their base. You could have definitely killed them all, gotten some base guardians here, taken all their farm, and after all was said and done, you could have been up 40k. But this is what I would expect from an E6 lobby, not an Oracle lobby. But at least now you can have an idea of like, okay, we have Rejuve. I'm running the urn. I should tell my team to like stay back and spend money after running the urn, and then like figure out what to do after that. But you have a lot of time when you're running the urn across the map to look at the minimap and be like, okay, like, who's alive? Where are they? What are the lanes like? What's going on? And you have time to process and to think and to decide, okay, I'm going to suggest, or at least, command might not be the right word, depending on how confident you are. But you're going to incept the idea of what your team should do next. Okay, where are we going? We went down to the right lane. Why are we going to the right lane? Because there's not really anything else going on, and maybe because there's farm here. Now, if this is me, I am probably going to this T3 camp on the right, back to this vending machine and this medium camp here, and then I'm going to evaluate after I take this farm. Let's see what our Billy does. He goes for the vending machine first. Now you don't have time for this camp because this wave is being pushed up already. This is why this camp was first. Now we have to push this lane back up, and they have time to take over the map. Like, and right now they're already pushing in hard on left side. So if we had done this plan, we would have at least been. We could have taken this camp, and then if we had come back to the vending machine, we could have been like, "Oh shit, they're pushing this walker." And then instead of being up here, we're back here, can get on the zip, and now we take the zip because it's the fastest route back home. Back across to this walker from the other side of the map. But our journey is much longer from up here than it is from back here. Yes, a VOD review of Leon. Now, Hayes is stranded behind your walker. She must really want a flex slot. Mo has duration. Debuff reducer instead of dispel magic here in this game would have been very good. But we have slots for it. So we could have definitely still gotten it, but unfortunately, we do not. Now, Hayes backdoored our walker. It's unfortunate, but that's why she was there. We're still up 10k. We are kind of in La La Land over here, getting some boxes when there is good farm to be had. There is good farm to be had instead of taking boxes, and Billy's not a pick champ. You are playing with Bebop, but you should just be taking farm. Billy is a core. You are justified in taking your camps. It is very reasonable and is desired. If I see my Billy getting farm, I am very happy. Okay, Shiv got hooked. Shiv, does Bebop have slowing kicks as well? Let's take a look. Bebop. He does not, but you do. The Shiv has counterspell for bombs, though, which is a little bit questionable. Or not questionable, it's scary for you guys. We slowing hex him, and we chain him so he can't get away, and he's getting lasered. This should be a dead Shiv. He's got no spirit resilience. He should be fucking fried here. This is a good ult, by the way. This is very good ult synchronization with you and he's just insta fucking dead. Very nice. Now, unfortunately, when you killed him, there's not anything to be done, right? There's no urn for another 25 seconds. But you can get the lanes pushing up. You can rotate to this fight on blue, maybe. And then you can make sure that the lanes are good so that you can pick the urn up. You should think of the urn like mid-boss. Now, we're up way too far. We're up way, way, way too far. There is no reason for us to be pushing for base guardians here. You're even on players. We do not want to be up here. This is insanely bad positioning by you. And we barely make it out with our life. The Mina really wanted to make you punished for this. You should have died. But by the grace of God, you survived. And now we're getting Juggernaut, which is, I think, a bad item in general. But, like, you know, buying it when you had exactly enough money for it is still very desirable and very good. Now, the Haze died during all that, so you did make some good space. Now, we should have healed up more before coming for this urn. We had time. And now we're going to be running the urn at 2/3 HP. Which is not ideal. And we're taking the jump pad again. Which, again, is very questionable. We know they have a knockdown on deck. We want to make sure that we're spacing ourselves safely for this urn play. But they have 2 dead. This is a free urn. I'm surprised you guys lose this game, but also it's like Oracle. So, like, you know, there's probably going to be some stupid shit happening in the random parts of the map that you can't really account for. Because, again, while you're doing the urn, your teammates should be playing back, and instead they're forward, and now they're all going to die. And then all this money you got from the urn is not going to matter. Which is tragic. Now, when your teammates are dead, and they're dead, and there's no mid-boss and no urn, you should be taking as much farm as you can. You should be a farm vacuum. Instead, we're going for mid-boss here. How do we feel about this mid-boss? Your McGinnis was, for some reason, pushing up in a lane where there's no walker and dying to a Rem and a Haze. Hello, I know. We'll give you your supper after this review. We're almost done, Lucy. I know. Hey, don't lick my whiskey bottle. No licking the whiskey bottle. This is not for you. This is not for dogs. You might be 21 in dog years, but you are not 21 in human years, so it's not legal. I know. Okay. You'll get your supper after this game, I promise. Call mid-boss with almost no thought. It somehow works. Well, I don't know if it was with no thought. Let's take a look at this mid-boss call. Right? So let's look back over here. Right? So we go to blue. We see McGinnis is at their doorstep for some reason, kind of like how you were. Neither of you should be up here. What's up, General Weeaboo? How are you doing? We're doing a little VOD review right here. Your lanes are insanely good. If your McGinnis was here on mid-boss with your lanes this good and no Infernasalt, this would actually be a bold call, but it would be a good mid-call, I think. Instead, your McGinnis is not helping on mid-boss, even though she probably has 8 trillion damage, and she does, even though her build is kind of shit. But you guys still have a lot of damage here, because you and Graves are going to do a lot of damage to mid-boss. And Holiday too to an extent, but not as much as you two. So let's see how things go. Now they have a Rem ult and a Haze ult, but Rem and Haze are shitting on your McGinnis off in Narnia. So they're not going to be able to come over in time because they have no zipline to get here. So that's why this mid-call worked. This was a good mid-call. They just, like, you know, you just needed to have your... If your McGinnis was here, it would have been better. Now the Rem... But maybe not, because maybe, well... If the McGinnis is here, the mid-boss probably dies like twice as fast, and maybe the Rem is still off in the middle of Narnia. Because maybe they just don't expect the mid-play, or the mid-call. But... The Rem is late. We get all 3 crystals yet again. We're still up 20k souls. I like the chain here because it stops the Rem from getting away. And the Rem gets destroyed. Very nice. So you've... For some macro mistakes, you have made some good macro decisions as well. Now we're beating the fuck out of the Mo. He ults us. He's killing us. What does he have? He has a lot of defensive items right now. His build is kind of shit in that these items are shitty on Mo, but these items here are good against you with your item set. Because you have no debuff reduction, even though you do have Spirit Resilience, now the Haze can kill you. Probably. Maybe you're gonna get away. We're gonna see. We kill the Mo, we're very low, and we survive. Very nice. This is very, very good for you guys. Now, why are we leaving base without fully healing here?
Traveler's almost ready.
Right? Like, this is, you know... We should definitely take the extra 2 to 3 seconds to make sure we have an extra 1,000 HP on deck. Okay, we're taking their farm. There's a Haze. I like the Vortex Web attempt. It missed, but, you know, that's how it's going to be. And then the Haze gets away. But, like, you know, you attempted to get the kill, that's fine. Now, there is a fucking ton of farm on the map. 30 seconds to earn in buffs. You guys should be farming up the map, waiting for the earn in the buffs, and staying behind the midline of the map to not get caught out like what's happened the last 3 earns that have been run. Now, is that going to happen? I doubt it. But again... Now that you know this is what the play should be, you can start IGLing the team, and they're not going to listen all the time. But a lot of players at this point in the game have no fucking clue what to do. So if a player speaks up that seems like they have an idea of what to do, a lot of people will just be like, I'm going to listen to that guy. He seems like he knows what he's doing. In League, you basically never go into jungle with objective buffs. Is that just not the case here? Yes, that is not the case here. Because they have... Your people are low, you're missing some alts. The map is rich with farm, with money. You should take all of the money, and also, the 20 seconds till the earn in the buffs you have more than half the rejuve time left. You should basically be trying to run into their base with like a quarter of the time left in this situation. So you get, if you waited for the urn and the bridge buffs and got all of this farm on the map, you guys would be up like 50k souls. And then you try to, then you take a fight when you guys have an incredible advantage and probably just crush them. Instead, we're going in very early. We're going in premature. So if we lose this fight, instead, the other team is going to be able to take over the map, take the farm, take the urn, take the buffs. Which is a disaster for you guys. Now, the Rem is already dead. So we're going to see what happens here. We're already fighting a 5v6, which is very good for us. So Crushing Fist would have been good here for the Haze, maybe to stop the Haze ult. Possibly. But we just already lost all 3 of our rejuves fighting a 5v6. With Infernus not even present. This is why it's so important to make sure that your advantage is like incredibly firm, because sieging the base in this current state of deadlock is very hard. Now Mo's dead. Mina is dead. But Infernus is coming back to nest. The beast is almost home. This fight went poorly when they were fighting without their strongest player, and their Rem is almost back. Now you guys have no crystals. You're missing a couple ults. This could be a disaster. Only God will know how this goes. Only God and Scherza know. Okay, it's actually going not terribly. The Haze is dead. The Infernus is still doing fucking nothing. What is the Infernus doing? Okay, he's shooting from the sidelines. Shiv also dies. They're all dead. Okay, so we dropped the base here, and now we should all leave. We should all leave, fix the waves, get the urn, get the remaining buff, spend money, come back, kill them all after the next mid-boss. That's what's gonna happen, right, guys? Is that what's gonna happen? Right? Right? We're all leaving. The Mirage and Graves are hanging around because they're stupid. But we should not. We should all leave. Let them die. If they didn't leave fast enough, they need to die. Don't go back in, little Timmy. Don't go back in, please. Let them die. Okay, Rem died. We're going for the urn. I like this urn pickup because Mirage TP'd out. You left. Everybody else is routing. But you... God, this is so fucked. This urn pickup was correct, but like, your teammates' play behind it was not. Now we're fighting them in blue. The Infernus is still very strong. Mina's dead. If we kill the Infernus, it's game over. Haze is dead. Okay, so now, it's 3v4. You're half HP. The lanes are good. We should not try to end here. Look at this farm. Look at their Infernus who's up. This is such a hard time to try to end the game. We take the urn. We take the whole map of farm. We get the next mid-boss spawning soon. This game is won. Instead, we're going to all go in, try and end the game. We're all going to die. They're going to get the urn. They're going to get mid-boss, and they're going to win the game off of it. I can smell it. I can smell it. I know what's going to happen, man. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. No. No. Don't let it happen, Murph. I'm shaking on the bookshelf. Murph, don't let him go, Murph. No. Billy dies. The mode survives 1 HP. The Bebop is now dead. The Mirage dies. Oh, God. Now you 3 are dead. All of them are about to be up healthy, and they're going to take mid-boss, get the urn, and they're going to get the last 2 walkers. They're going to be up like 30k souls, and they're just going to end the game. So we can basically... We could end the VOD review here, because now there's no coming back. We know... We have seen the end of the book. They get mid-boss. which is now uncontestable. Now they're going to get the urn, which is free because it's comeback. They're probably not going to farm the map, but they are probably going to get the urn. Now we're fighting a Mo. He gets hooked. He gets uppercutted into the walker. Oh, you vortex webbed him out of the walker's AoE slam. It might have fucked him. I don't know why the audio is bugged here, by the way. It's not super important. Okay, we get Mina ulted comboed. Our Colossus was not used in time, which is unfortunate. Mo is 1 HP. Mo did die. Now we used our Colossus, which got immediately cursed off the first time we used it, which is very unfortunate. We make it back to the walker. We should definitely be resetting here. We made it back home to the walker. We need to skirt out behind the walker and go heal and come back. I hope we don't take the boost pad here. Oh no, the Infernus was looking for us in the back. We had to go behind the walker to the little upstairs area with the hallway. Take the hallway out from behind. That is very unfortunate. They have 2 rejuves left. They got another flex slot. You and the Infernus is now just killing everybody. They have 1 rejuve left, but with the spawn, you guys were in advantage till now. Your spawns are long. They didn't get the urn. Did they get the urn? I don't even know if they got the urn. You just lose every fight, yeah. And after this, there's not really as much to analyze and evaluate because, like, playing from behind, there's much less decision making to do, right? Like, you're on the back foot. There's less places on the map to go. Your items have already been set. Now we reset here. Let's take another look. You might not. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the sub, scherza. So you lost this shrine here on the right, and then you lost the one on the left side. But you went back to base. There are jump pads that go from one shrine to the other and back. There's one on each shrine. You can take that jump pad to the other shrine, both on offense and on defense. So make sure to do that in the future. But you are the only one alive on your team, so saving this shrine was probably not going to happen anyways. But, you might have been able to get an ult off here earlier, Vortex Web, Colossus, into some McGinnis Wall stuff, into maybe killing some stragglers here. Now we're boosting out of the base when there's still 3 people in our base. This is very, very unfortunate what we're doing here. We might leave our McGinnis to die, but we could have probably gotten kills here. With Vortex Web and our ult and Colossus and everything in our kit, the Mo could have been killed, the Rem, the Shiv, all 3 of these players could have been killed. Maybe not all 3, but each individually could have been killed. And maybe multiple depending on how they played it as well, with your spawns. Like a good McGinnis Wall with a Billy ult, like you could have at least staggered their spawns and maybe gotten the urn and had a chance to come back. But now we're going to try and end the game here, I think. You cannot backdoor the base anymore. Also, this was unfortunate. we're not gonna linger on that. But you cannot backdoor the base because they can just sit in the spawn and make it so the patron is invincible. So this is an impossible play now. And instead we go up and we feed the Infernus. That's just this was never the play. You cannot backdoor anymore. Do not ever try. It used to be a very strong play, but it does not work at all anymore. Now we're dead, so now we're down, but like money at this point in the game is not like super consequential, but we would have been on the map to take our farm, to get the urn, the buff, maybe sell for plated, something along those lines. You can, but like people are going to go back, and Billy is not going to be able to kill the patron fast enough before people come back, and if 2 people are in the patron, it's invincible. It cannot be damaged. So now we're dead. They're going to kill everybody. Now they're just going to drop your patron. And I don't know if they end the game here. They probably pull back and get mid boss. Shiv died. We're now back alive. We are ulting Vortex Web. This is a great ult. Great Colossus. We kill the Mina. We're very strong. Now there is a chance for a turnaround. Mid-boss is going to be back before their players are up. If we don't overchase and 3 of them are dead, we get this mid-boss and we win the game. This is why it's important to never give up. This game was still winnable, even here. We get the urn, we get the buff, we run the urn across, we get our plated armor. Maybe instead of plated, we buy unstop for these 2 alts. We take mid-boss, we win the game. So unstop would have been an insane tempo buy here against their lineup. Why? Because the Infernus ult can be blocked, the Mina silence, the Rem sleep, and the Mo ult. I'd win moment. But that's the thing, right? Is if you put like any Eternus player into this position in the game, for any player on this side, and they were leading this team, this team with the Billy would win, 100%. Because all of a sudden they would be like, okay, we get mid boss, we get the urn, we get the farm, we get, we buy unstop on people that have money, we win the game, easy peasy. The Infernus has no ult, the Rem has ult, but like they're not gonna. The Rem is across in Narnia. Killing a Holiday who should never have been over here. Meanwhile, Holiday, yes, exactly. We get mid-boss. We get all 3 crystals again. This is the 4th mid-boss. We've gotten 3 out of 4 mid-bosses. What should we do now? We should go spend our money. Look at the wrong person. We should go spend our money. We should get the urn, farm, and then fucking kill them all with listen to me. No. Alright, so now we're just using our stuff for mobility, which is fine. We're going back to base. We're going to sell monster rounds and buy plated. We're going to buy rapid recharge. We're going to buy rapid recharge. We're going to buy rapid recharge. Don't flip me off, Billy, you motherfucker. He's doing the horns. Okay, so an urn was forgotten about for like the 3rd time this game. There are a couple buffs up. We should get both buffs. We should run the urn. We should spend as much money as possible, and then we should try to fight them in a 6v6 and kill them all and end the game. This is the play. This is how we win the game. We should not be using this for mobility. That's too long of a cooldown to be using this. Now, Bebop has the urn. Is he going to take the jump pad again? Did he learn his lesson? Did the Bebop learn his lesson? He did. He is taking a nice, safe urn path. Everybody else on the map is over by the urn. Both patrons are dropped. This is a very close game. The next fight wins the game. If anybody on your team gets picked off here and dies, like this Holiday again, for example, it's bad news bears. Now, we are up front. We are frontlining. This is okay, but we should be playing back more towards the Bebop. But they are probably all going to be scared and are going to be staying in base. But, notwithstanding, we should still be playing with the Bebop. We should not be rushing in this early, I don't think, because we're still missing Holiday and McGinnis. We should be waiting. Also, when you have line of sight and they're chained, you can start pulling back so that you yoink them back further. Start after 1 sub. I don't know how the hype train works. Are you guys serious? Yeah, exactly. People just don't understand, right? That's why it's important to make sure you're looking at your own mistakes and your own gameplay. And try not to think about what your dingus teammates are doing. Because it will frustrate you. But if you are only focusing on yourself and on what you can control, it will make the game much less stressful and things will make more sense. Alright, right off the gate, Mina has been eliminated somehow. I don't know how the Mina just died. Did you insta-kill the Mina? Did you kill her by yourself? Let me see this again. I want to see you destroy this Mina. Let's see. Let's see this shit. 1.5x. Where even is Mina? Oh, she got fucked up by the graves, I guess. I think. And then she batted away. But we finished this ult here and finishing off the Mina. She got yoinked by the ult in between her first and second bat. That's very funny. So, Mina's dead. 3 rejuves. 70k Infernus. But we have like an anti-Infernus build. We should be able to win this game right here. Where is our McGinnis? She is on the way, I guess. She's coming. But slowly. Now, with our pick, we should be pulling back. We're about to get Mo-ulted and lose a rejuve here, probably. Okay, the Colossus here was good. We're tanking the Infernus ult. We get cursed. That's okay. We're still fine. We pull back behind the line. We wait for McGinnis. We heal. Okay, now the haze is going in. This is a bad haze play, by the way. No unstop. Like, your Holiday has curse and lasso. Your Holiday should be able to this haze should be instantly dead. Let's see what happens. She is not instantly dead. Your teammates are all dying. But they are it's World War III in here. It's impossible to know what's gonna happen. I don't know if I'm assuming the cooldowns are bugged. We're doing what we can. Okay, we die. 1 rejuve remaining. One of them is dead. 0 rejuves. We get Mo-ulted on spawn. We're behind a wall. Our McGinnis was late. We're dead to a Mo-ult. No. It was so good. The Infernus isn't even here, bro. He's not even here. Oh, the McGinnis being late. Like, after we got the pick on the Mina, we had to just all pull back and wait for the McGinnis and then push in together as a team. Mo is dead. 2 of them are dead, but the Infernus, who is literally making the only play possible to lose the game, is still alive. And even if you guys all, like, if all of them die and all of you die and there's 1 person left, this Infernus will win the game because the spawns are too long and he can 1v1 you, whoever's left under your patron. This is so unfortunate to watch. Shiv is dead. All of you are low. The Infernus is now coming back. What is he doing? What was this play? He literally did the only losing play. He checkmated himself. You guys have another chance to win the game. I know, Lucy. I will feed you. We're almost done. We're almost done, I promise. Nah, maybe, but I think he was probably dead in the Mo-ult. I know. Hang on, I know. Please, you have to be patient. It's almost time for your supper. I promise. Okay, Holiday is back. Okay, I thought the Holiday bot is quitting exposure. I know, puppy. I know. I'm very sorry. You have to wait. I know you're hungry. Our Billy is back. They literally gave you a second chance. Mid-boss is spawning in 1 minute, but the next team fight wins the game. That last team fight should have won the game, but the Infernus decided to fuck off for some ungodly reason. I know, Lucy. I know. Hang on. Please have patience. We're almost done. All right, your McGinnis has died. Your McGinnis has had poor positioning almost all of the game. Hang on. I know. Please be patient. Please. Yes. Put Lucy on the TV. Lucy on the TV. All right. Lucy's my co-caster, my co-broadcaster, co-reviewer. Okay, another decent ult by you. We get cursed into a knockdown after an Infernus ult. We're doing what we can. We're frontlining for our team. But now our teammates are kind of are fracturing. People are running away because they're low, and now we are now caught out. And now we're Mo-ulted again into a Rem ult and then executed by Shiv. It's a disaster. I know, I'm sorry. It's okay. Oh, watch my headphone. I know, we're almost done. And then now we're just dead. We'll watch the Graves. I think the Graves has been your reasonable accomplice. I think you, the Graves, and the Mirage performed the best on your team. Your McGinnis and your Holiday were consistently shitting the bed, and your Bebop was probably doing pretty fine, to be honest. I think it was actually you 4 were doing well. These 2 were kind of pooping their pants, but the whole team was fucking up on the macro a lot and taking some wonky fights. But again, like, this is Oracle. Why did the Lucy trade get inflated at a rate of 100%? Because the demand was too high, so the rates had to go up, bro. It's just simple supply and demand. Okay, we almost one-shot the Infernus, but they got mid-boss after that. Your Bebop is probably going to die to the Infernus. He actually almost didn't die, but the Infernus leached off him 1 trillion HP. And now you guys are. If you guys had a chance, a chance multiple times to win this game, even after like it seemed all hope was lost. But now it's over for real, and we can tell by the end of the replay. Our Billy is back, but like it's him versus the world. They're up more money, 3 rejuves. Like we'll watch him go gracefully into this good night. We better blast it off. We use our Colossus. It gets immediately cursed. This is another reason why I fucking hate this item. It's dog shit. And we get instantly obliterated. Unfortunate. Can I have VIPs to my hourly Mo coin? I need to look through the VIPs to see who hasn't been here in a while and give... you actually should be VIP. You, Cat Venom, Electro Ely, and scherza should be VIP now. At least, and probably more people, but I need more VIP. I need more VIP slots. I'm running out. Anyway, scherza, I hope that the VOD review was informative and helpful, even though I don't play a lot of Billy. I couldn't address too much of like the actual Billy ability uses that I would like to be doing, but I think a lot of the mistakes were macro and were team based, as you know, some laning stuff and some itemization stuff. But I think for the most part, it was certainly not bad. I think if I had to make suggestions, the build ordering would probably look something along the lines of this, and I will actually publish this and put it here, so that you can see this. You can edit this on your own time, and you can take a look at it.